Hi, and welcome to another Great Scott Reaction. I'm Josh.
Julio.
This is the one we've been waiting for.
The Spider-Man trailer.
You might say we're a little excited. Little. What are you hoping for?
Honestly, it's the thumbnail of this trailer that is bothering me slightly. So once we watch the trailer, I'm gonna ask questions about the thumbnail, and we'll talk more about that later.
He's been obsessing about the thumbnail for the last 15 minutes that we've been sitting here. When he says it's bothering him, he's not lying. All right, so
I'm almost at we have it on the TV, and we're sitting here. So there's been several times, or I've been tempted to go and stand right in front of the TV, so because it's a bigger picture and I can look a little better at the thumbnail and stuff.
Yeah. Tell you what I want.
What?
I want Toby and Andrew.
I don't. They're not going to be in the trailer.
I think they will. So we'll
see.
We'll agree to disagree on that.
We'll see.
But
you know what? At this point in time, it's 50-50.
But there's been so much talk about how Disney wants to build the hype with this, right? And there's been a lot of pressure from theaters like Cineplex Odeon and stuff like that for a really good trailer for this to come out, because the theaters are looking to drum up more traffic. They suffered a lot during COVID, right? Because they had to shut down for great portions of time, and even when they've reopened, there's been people that have been skeptical or been hesitant to go back, and that's fine, kind of thing. But they're looking to drive excitement and get people wanting to come back in the theaters. And this is the movie that apparently is viewed as the one to get it done, because people weren't swarming the theaters for Black Widow. And not for...
Well, and you couldn't.
Right. It didn't come out in theater, but even Shang-Chi though, Shang-Chi I heard did well, but I heard it wasn't colossal well. It wasn't Black Panther good. It wasn't Iron Man 1 reaction.
No. A lot of these movies are going to draw big crowds when you get the OG fans. When you have individual movies, when it's not a company the Avengers movies, right? Where it's just everyone can only have so much screen time, right? But when you have an entire movie that's divided, very much like the last two Spider-Man movies that you had Iron Man in, right?
Yeah.
So it's good that this is finally, aside from the Doctor Strange intervention, this is a Spider-Man movie, right? Where it's nothing but Spider-Man.
I love that you're hitting on that, because there's been it sounds like this is not going to be a Sinister Six movie. Apparently,
from what I've
heard, there is no sixth.
Yeah, that there's been some changes with what they've.
So, with that being said, apparently a Sinister Six movie is still in the works.
Oh, I hope so. And please let there be Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe. Oh,
I want to see them bring in somebody like Kraven the Hunter, or
I heard that Kraven's going to get his own movie.
That'd be interesting, but I
don't know. Movie? I mean, look, they're doing with
Morbius.
Maybe. Yeah, Morbius. Yeah. That looks really good. Those
trailers? I haven't seen the most recent trailer. I was gonna do a reaction to that.
Oh well, I won't be able. I've already watched it 10 times.
You can still come and watch it with me. We can talk
sure,
about it.
Yeah.
But no, anyways, I with this trailer, as we're winding down on our timer here, we're not letting ourselves get wild on this one. With this one, I think Toby and Andrew are gonna at least make some sort of an appearance.
I don't think they will.
We'll see who's right at the end of this one.
All right.
I'm really hoping it's me this time, because obvious reasons.
Yep, definitely.
All right. You want to just cancel the timer and I'll just throw this on?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Since I got bit by that spider, I've only had 1 week where my life has felt normal. That was when you found out.
When you botched that spell where you wanted everyone to forget the Peter Parker Spider-Man.
Oh, what?
He confirmed it.
We start again.
Wait, what? Yes!
Oh, there he is. is.
Okay, there. Oh.
Hello, Peter.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh.
You're not.
Wait, you're not my Peter.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Dr. Otto Octavius.
They're just chatting with him.
Wait, no, seriously, what's your actual name?
There are others out there. We need to send them back. So, Scooby Doo this crap.
You know, all this is kind of your mess. I know a couple of magic words myself, starting with the word please.
Oh.
Please, Scooby Doo this crap.
That looked like his stealth armor.
You're flying out.
Whoa, that was Jameson.
Ghosts.
What do you mean?
They all die fighting Spider-Man. It's their fate. I'm sorry, kid.
Yeah, me too.
Don't.
Oh,
Oh.
you little shit. That's what that is.
There has to be another way.
Oh.
They're a danger to our universe.
Holy shit.
You're not gonna take this away from me.
Oh.
Peter. You're struggling.
Electro looks
Oh my god.
badass.
No, 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 no. That's Willem Dafoe.
While the world tries to
That's
make
Willem
you
Dafoe.
Lizard.
Oh, lizard!
This is all my fault. I can't save everyone.
Uh-oh.
Wait for it.
What's happening?
They're starting to come through, and I can't stop them. December 17th, exclusively in movie theaters. Tickets on sale November 29th.
I was
Spider-Man
right.
Day.
Wow.
No Toby and no Andrew. But we found out the plot of the movie.
Wow. I can't believe they didn't show Toby or Andrew.
Oh, man. I need to rewatch it and like listen to Willem Dafoe again.
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
we're just gonna
we were-
we're just gonna rewatch it right now. I'm sorry.
Round two,
I
round two.
fumbled that too when we started. So no, wow. Okay. You notice that Otto's arms are turning red?
Yeah, he's
Ever since I got bit by that
it's the same.
I think he's
One's
ripping
red.
Peter's suit apart and taking the nanos.
It could be.
Where my life has felt normal. That was when you found out.
When you botched that spell where you wanted everyone to forget the Peter Parker Spider-Man, we started getting some visitors.
Oh my god.
Every universe.
Oh yeah, they're red.
Hello, Peter. You're not Peter Parker.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Dr. Otto Octavius.
I love this.
Wait, no, seriously, what's your actual name?
There are others out there. We need to send them back.
See, it's Electro. That's like his like wizard armor.
You know, all this is kind of your
That's
mess.
what it is.
I know a couple of magic words myself, starting with the word please.
Please, Scooby-Doo this crap.
Lazy wizard.
Of all people to give him a manners lesson.
You're flying out into the darkness to fight ghosts.
What do you mean?
They all die fighting Spider-Man. It's their fate. I'm sorry, kid.
Yeah, me too.
Don't.
That could be where the other Spider-Man come into place when he pushes them out of the body.
Well, you
Because
notice
the universes are colliding, like they've indicated.
You're struggling to have everything you want while the world tries to make you choose.
Sandman, this is all my fault. I can't save everyone.
Sandman.
Yeah.
I mean, he has to save her. MJ isn't the one that dies.
What's happening? They're starting to come through, and I can't stop them.
Depends on
December 17th.
which universe we're
exclusively in
talking
movie
about.
theaters. Tickets on sale
So-
November 29th. Spider Monday.
What I was going to point out there was, did you notice that when Doctor Strange
Yeah.
was talking to Peter, he about the fates of the villains,
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
he said they all died fighting Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
That right there just confirmed
Oh,
the,
totally.
the existence of other Spider-Men.
Yes.
So whether or not Toby and Andrew were in this thing, that to me just went ahead and confirmed.
Well, because it's and even when he's like, "You're not Peter Parker."
yeah.
Right? Like it's a. And then,
But it almost seems like he's on their side for a while. Like he goes and finds them. It doesn't like.
he doesn't look menacing like where he was. He looked like they were like because Peter wasn't in his out. He didn't have his suit on
Yeah,
or
and he had
any
his
of that.
friends
And
with
like
him.
there was Ned and MJ.
Like he wouldn't
right?
expose them to danger,
No,
right? Like
no.
he's learned a little lesson on that one.
Yeah.
No, just so yeah, that there's that part. The one thing that I've heard is that the villains are all being pulled out of their universes right at the moment when they died fighting Spider-Man, like right
Yes.
before it.
Yeah.
So you got to keep in mind that Otto Octavius had a moment of reckoning right before he sacrificed himself and died.
So I would see Otto in this movie probably as more of a redeemed Otto.
To a point. I mean, he clearly has a vendetta with Spider-Man because he wasn't there to give him a hug.
No. But then when he saw Peter, a different Spider-Man,
Then he let go. Like so.
because I think it's more like, whoa, this isn't. Wait, what?
I don't think it's that. I think it's you're not the one I have a problem with.
Yeah.
And I think he's not villainous enough to want to just kill anybody or to just kill any Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think his vendetta is with Toby specifically. And so when Tom takes the mask off,
Now,
then
here's my thing.
yeah,
Goblin
yeah,
was literally banged up, whatnot.
yeah.
But how we saw him on the bridge, he looked fine.
Well,
So do they? Because at the ending of the other Spider-Man
Yeah.
movie, Otto was floating to the bottom of the water, sucked close to the black hole sun thing that he had made,
yeah.
that got sunk into the river.
So my thing with that is, I mean, he's a fairly intelligent guy, right? And I mean, he built that suit, he built that glider, he made the serum or gas or whatever that he used to give himself
True.
super abilities. So I got to think over the course of the movie, he's gonna do some repair work to his armor, upgrades, things like that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's just I'm wondering how soon from him coming into this universe does he do the whole bridge explosion?
yeah, I
Like
don't know.
that's where I'd like to be
I
like
don't
I really hope that they don't just like save Green Goblin for the very end, because I'll be fucking mad.
I'm more intrigued with this whole. Here's Lizard, and
Oh,
there's
and
no
Lizard right here.
no
And we're like, whoa,
no
what?
no info
Whoa,
prior.
Okay,
like
Doc Connors. Okay,
Of
all right,
all- of
Doc
all
Connors,
things
Lizard.
to-
Okay, all right, let's do this.
of all things to keep secret,
Because he
right?
was also the Andrew Garfield.
like mentor. that.
Andrew Garfield villain.
Yeah. So that means they've got 2 from Toby, right?
And 2 from Andrew.
2 from Andrew, and then 2.
Technically, it could be 3, because I don't remember Toby fighting Sandman.
No, yeah, he did. Sandman was in Toby. It was in Spider-Man 3 with Venom.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah. So Sandman and Green Goblin are Toby, and Electro and Lizard
Yeah.
are Andrew.
Okay, so it's,
So it's 2 and 2. And
Otto.
it's true.
Because Otto, the actor and the character,
I'm
was
hesitant
confirmed.
to call him a villain right now, though, because
But he's still from the let's call
Yeah.
it the Toby verse.
yeah, the Tobyverse. My only thing with calling him a villain is he just didn't come off that way. He came off as somebody that has a problem with Toby, sure, but I really respect that he just stopped when Tom took the mask off. Like that to me says that he's not like cuckoo, right? Like the other villains I would say are mentally unstable because they want to cause damage and death and destruction.
Totally. Yeah.
And it doesn't specifically have to be against Spider-Man. Like they'll just do it just for shits and giggles, right? Whereas Dr. Octopus, at least in this, doesn't seem like that's what he's interested in.
No.
He's interested in revenge against Toby for something. I don't know what happened because he had him on, if he was taken right before his death.
He was like, no, this is my fault. I need to fix this.
And he wasn't upset with
No, because it was
Peter.
the whole like brilliant but lazy
Yeah.
thing that was just like, oh wow, okay, so yeah, you're
Yeah, he had his moment, and
Yeah.
so like to me, that's the only part that's like confusing. Is why is he all of a sudden upset with Toby now? It would make more sense if they pulled Dr. Octopus before that moment of reckoning. If they pulled him, say, after he had captured Spider-Man or something, or even before that, because you remember he got paid to capture Spider-Man by Harry Osborn for that material he needed for his experiment, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they pulled him there when he's still a villain
villain for hire.
kind of thing, and maybe he just doesn't. Maybe he's just not the type to want to hurt any Spider-Man or any person specifically, because he's a scientist, right? Like, I mean, I guess so is Green Goblin, but
Yeah, no. Green Goblin is not is
created
no.
the gas thing.
Yeah, that's Norman Osborn. The Green Goblin, no, sorry.
Oh, I mean that's what I mean though. Is like Norman. He's a scientist.
Not
Ish.
anymore. Not anymore.
He
He's-
employs scientists. That's
yeah,
what he
he
does.
employs scientists. But the Green Goblin is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
You know, I'm still really intrigued to see what they do with that tower, because Civil War, and I am keeping this on Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But Civil War, it's mentioned that, or not Civil War, the first Spider-Man movie, Homecoming. There it is.
Yeah. Vulture.
They mention in that one, Happy mentions that Tony sold the tower
Yeah.
and was moving to upstate New York, right? They never said who it was sold to, and that's been a major.
Could be Oscorp, because Oscorp could still make its appearance in the
It could be. There's been
new
that
Tom
rumor.
Spider-Man verse.
There's also been the rumor of Baxter Building,
Yeah, Fantastic Four.
because they're supposed to be getting introduced soon.
So maybe that's what it is. Because the whole like A could very easily be changed into a 4 and blah 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 blah.
Yeah. So it's
Because that's basically in the Fantastic Four cartoon from like the 90s. It was a building like that, but like the side would open up and then the Ford Fantastic Four jet would fly off.
yeah, and they
then
could
would
just
come
fly
back,
off where
and
Iron
it
Man would land.
Yeah. And the Spider-Man and Reed Richards form like a mentorship thing, because between Reed Richards and Peter Parker, they're the smartest men in the universe.
Well, and this is where I was saying, like, I'm trying to keep this Spider-Man grounded. Reed Richards, in the comics, at least in a lot of them, has been an actual mentor for Peter.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And further that... Okay, I thought... We might have a fire truck coming by. I'm so sorry. I live on a fire route. I don't know how much it'll get picked up. We'll see. Don't say anything for a minute. I want to see if it... Anyways.
Can be fixed in post. Fixed in post.
Maybe. I don't overestimate my abilities in post. I'm still trying to figure that out.
I've used the YouTube video editor, where you can just like use YouTube's video editing software, and it's not bad. You can like add clips and stuff. It's pretty simple for video editing. It's just like cut paste.
Okay.
I mean, I've done, when I worked in the movie theater, we would have to add, everything was all film,
Yeah.
right? If like the projector jammed or whatever, I'd have to like cut out frames from the film and like tape the film back together and stuff like that. Yeah.
Mickey Mouse it together to work. Yeah.
Not Mickey Mouse. Like everything was all like, you know, on pulleys and stuff like that. But like,
I meant the film itself, though.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. So what I was saying there is, not only the Reed Richards point, but
Yeah.
in the comics,
Yeah.
Human Torch was Spidey's best friend, to the point where
oh yeah, because there was Spider-Man. Oh no, that was a different thing. Never
that was a
mind,
different
never
thing.
mind.
But they get really close, and there is one comic line, and I don't remember which one it is, but there is one comic line where Human Torch leaves everything he owns in his will to Spider-Man.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's a pretty big gesture, considering he has family in the Invisible Woman and a brother-in-law in Mr. Fantastic. So, and he's choosing Peter. And on the Human Torch thing, this is just rumor. I haven't been able to dig enough to determine if it's real or not. But supposedly, Chris Evans may be doing a return trip to MCU during this whole multiverse shenanigans.
I mean, if hey, you know what?
Not as the character you might think.
What is the Human Torch?
Yeah. Not as Captain America, but as the Human Torch from those Fantastic Four movies, right? And he would show up for like a movie or like a cameo or something like that.
Yeah, could be.
So I don't know. That's
Or even appear in like a flashback scene or something.
yeah. That's
Or
just something that
crossover
I
event.
was.
I mean, at the end of Loki, the multiverse is literally emerges, and so all the different realities, everything.
I haven't seen
Everything that's happening in Loki and WandaVision and stuff like that is coming out
Yeah.
here. So to understand why all of this bullfuckery, shittery is happening, you have to like.
That's Saturday for me. Saturday's gonna be a real fun day. I'm watching like 6 hours of Marvel or more on Saturday because
So
I'm
are you doing Loki or WandaVision?
both.
Oh, you're gonna do both.
That's why I say it's
Okay.
going to be 6 or
Okay.
more hours, because I'm going to start with Wanda. I'm going to pass over Falcon Winter Soldier because, as far as I understand it, it's not relevant to current events.
It's just like what's going on in behind the scenes and like government coups and stuff like that. But like it's all very political.
Yeah.
Right. Nothing really like you get
I
Bucky's.
am going to watch the series.
Yeah, like there you get a little bit more about like Bucky and stuff like that. So like
Yeah.
it's good to see character development, and that's
Oh, I wanna watch it.
Yeah, so it's a really good show to show proper character development. Like I wish all of the Marvel movies could be like that instead. So instead of like this being this like 2.5-3 hour movie, you could have it as like a 18 to 24, 48 hour.
On that, this is a 3-hour movie, hey?
Spider-Man is going to be 3 hours.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's going to be crazy. Kind of thing. Make sure you go to the bathroom first. You don't want to miss a second of that. No, I want to see Falcon Winter Soldier, and I will. But my understanding is the two series that you need to see to really help with current events are Loki and WandaVision.
Yes.
Wanda happened first, so I'm going to do her first.
Yep.
And then I'm going to follow up with Loki, because I have seen Venom Let There Be Carnage. That was a good movie, people.
Very, very much so.
That end credit scene, you know what? I'm just going to call spoilers. We're going to talk about it. Turn off the video if you don't want to hear it, or mute it. Don't turn it off.
But like, make sure to like the video and subscribe and
Yeah.
stuff before you leave.
Yeah, please. That end credit scene was absolutely incredible. I so badly wanted to rewatch it. I did actually find it on the internet and was able to rewatch it a couple times just to see if I missed anything, and I didn't really miss anything. There's not a whole lot to miss there, but good God, Venom in the MCU. Like they're setting up apparently either for Venom 3 or Spider-Man 4 to be the Venom versus Spider-Man, and from what I've been reading and such, it sounds like they want to do a 1v1 movie instead of having multiple villains. They want him to fight just Venom in his movie.
Yeah, because it's a lot. It's like Venom. It takes a lot because you have to have so much dialogue behind the scenes between Eddie and Venom.
Well, it's not only that, but it's Venom is like his Joker almost. And like that's his
Yes.
like
yes.
his
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
so like it's a kind of a big deal. And the last time it was done, sorry Toby, but it wasn't very good. It
No,
wa-
he should not have been. He should not have been Venom. That should not have been Venom. They should have picked like, I don't know, like a guy like Triple H or Brock Lesnar, like a big guy.
Topher Grace was not the choice.
No, Topher Grace. No, I'm sorry, but Eric Foreman is not fucking Venom.
No.
And I think that was the mistake. They picked because anything anyone has ever seen has been Eric Foreman from That 70s Show, and it's like, no, I don't know what possessed Sony to think like that would
I
have
mean,
been.
it happens all the time. You look at the Batman right now. Do you really think that Edward Cullen is going to make a great Batman?
No, but you know what I do like is that according to folklore,
Yeah.
Edward Cullen and his family, they're not actually vampires. They are fairies.
Oh my God. We could.
According to traditional
I'm not going to
lore,
say anything because I don't want to get in trouble.
they are fairies. And if you don't like that, you can come talk to me and we'll have a conversation about what the difference between an actual vampire and Twilight. Because vampires, I'm sorry, but even going back to their little vampire council, sorry, that's just fake creatures consuming human blood. And that's just because that's what they like. And that's what makes them go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Some of them can survive on animals. It's just blood. They are not a.
Did you know that Spider-Man can't become a vampire?
No.
He was
Which is why
he was
the-
bitten
the,
once by Morbius.
Morbius, and it didn't do anything to him.
Yeah, he's immune to it. So I'm
Yes.
like, I am intrigued to see like a Morbius versus Spider-Man thing. One of the rumors I've heard it was.
Well, in Morbius, you have the Vulture that is.
yeah, so he's either in Tom's universe or
He has to be in Tom's universe.
yeah, but on that wall
Yeah.
was Toby's Spider-Man painted on there with
True.
the word murderer over it.
True.
So clearly Toby exists in Morpheus's universe. So if he does, then how do you explain that if he's in Tom's? Like, unless we're going with that Morbius happens after the upcoming Spider-Man, which I think is the case.
Or Toby is in Morbius.
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
That would be.
That's what I'm wondering.
Then
So-
that would be a fast one to pull on everyone.
I forget which channel it was. It might have been Real Rejects. You should check them out. They're a good set of guys over there. But there was somebody talking about how Morbius is universe is not Tom's.
Yeah.
It is. It's a different one on Sony's side, basically.
Okay.
And it's a universe in which its Spider-Man either doesn't exist or has died or something.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And Toby's universe is potentially going to explode and go away during the upcoming movie or movies. And therefore
it could be like Multiverse of Madness or something.
and so therefore Toby would have nowhere to go back to. So instead, Strange takes him to this universe where Morbius and Venom reside and drops Tobey Maguire Spider-Man in that universe and says these guys need you anyways. And then you set that up as a universe because he apparently, from rumor again, wants to do more Spider-Man movies. Tobey does.
Yeah, but he's too old.
I don't think he is. I think you could do like an elderly, or not elderly, but like an older Spider-Man arc with him, which could be fun. Where like he's like so practiced, he's like second nature for him, but like he still has things to deal with. Like in that series, he had married
I don't know. It just
Mary Jane.
it seems
Maybe he has a
it's-
kid now.
it's easier. I find the older they get that like I'm sorry, but if you don't have a gymnastics or like an acrobatics background, like I know in a lot of the other movies they had stunt doubles and things like that, but you have like especially Tom Hiddleston, and I know Andrew Garfield has some gymnastics background as well. But what sort of stuff does Tobey Maguire have?
I don't know. And if you remember in the one Spider-Man movie, in Spider-Man 2, he falls.
Yeah.
And he hits the car and he does that whole ouch my back. That was like they were poking fun at like how he was complaining about his back hurting.
Yeah.
From like the filming and stuff. So I can't believe he agreed to that. That's amazing. Good on him for laughing at himself.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But But yeah, that's one of the rumors I've heard, is that Toby will end up in that universe and somehow Vulture is there. But I don't know how you explain all that. The only logical explanation is that is like you said, Morbius is in Tom's universe, and he just hasn't revealed himself yet because he's not ready to. He doesn't have a vendetta against Spider-Man yet. With the Venom thing, during that movie, they talk, Venom and Brock, about, especially in the latter half, about how Venom and him need to separate. Especially at the end, Venom comments like, they're going to be looking for me, like we need to separate, kind of thing. That makes sense to me, because that would lead him to go to Spider-Man, because we saw how he reacted to Spider-Man on that TV, right?
No, I looked at him like he was a snack.
Well, he's that guy.
And then he's just like...
Right, so like, for me, it's like, he could be very interested in going and trying to bond with Spider-Man, not eat him, right? And that would make sense, because he would leave Brock in order to protect Brock. Brock would resent Peter because he would see Peter wearing the Venom symbiote in like the news and stuff like that, right? And then Peter would ultimately reject the Venom symbiote, which would infuse a hate for Spider-Man into Venom, because he always gets mad at Spider-Man for the rejection. And then he would go back to the one and only person that he knows that can handle him, which is Eddie Brock, and now they both hate Spidey, except for now Venom comes back with some new abilities that he didn't have before, like the web shooting, and the ability to circumvent spider sense.
Yes.
So, like, I honestly think that's what we're looking at. I think he'll get the Venom symbiote, and he'll kick the crap out of some, like, Rhino or something, maybe. Like, he'll just absolutely just destroy somebody in the early part of the movie.
Maybe.
And then, but he'll start to notice, like, the violent tendencies and stuff. And then he'll reject it. It'll be, like, similar kind of, like, to what they actually did in Spider-Man 3. Because in Spider-Man 3, whether you hate the Venom story or not, they actually did some parts of that very well. The whole, like, church scene with the bell for him losing it.
Yeah. Like, that movie was fine. Like, Spider-Man 3 was good. It was just who they picked to play Eddie Brock. That's it.
And the dance.
That's it. And the dance thing. I mean, you know what? It's fine. I appreciate it now because it appeared in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which was awesome. It is one of Harley's favorite Spider-Man movies. I took it to her. I think we went and saw it in the theater, and I think she cried. I'm pretty sure she cried in the theater because she thought Spider-Man was dead. I did tell her, that Spider-Man is dead,
which I have objections to. It's like the only thing in that movie that I object to is I don't see Kingpin as being able to kill Spidey, regardless of the damage that he took before. To me, it's just no. Almost any other villain, sure, but not Kingpin. Kingpin doesn't even have superpowers.
But he's already like pretty banged up, right? And they've had like Spider-Man almost.
But they didn't shoot him or something. They punched him. Like they like hit him to death.
Exactly.
That just doesn't seem feasible to me. He has a healing factor.
Yeah, but he was fighting like Demon Green Goblin.
I don't know. I'm gonna be rewatching it
right?
soon.
And he got. Did he not like take a shot from like the beam or get fallen inside the beam or whatever?
He did. He took a hit from the beam, but he's taken hits from beams before, like Electro and stuff like that.
But that's different. That's interdimensional energy.
I'm gonna be rewatching it soon. One of my other people that I like to react to in Natalie Gold. Go check her out. She does watch-alongs with she's doing them with like the Marvel movies and stuff.
Okay.
On Patreon. So I have been watching, and she recently did Into the Spider-Verse, and I haven't actually seen Into the Spider-Verse since the first time I saw it. I've only seen it the one time.
Oh man!
So I'm actually like looking forward to it, but it's just about setting aside the time for that. But I will be rewatching it. But like I say, like I've had like long drawn out arguments over the death of Spider-Man in that movie because it's like the one part of the movie that I'm just like no. Like, I'm not saying he can't die. I'm just saying it can't be Kingpin. Like, if it was, say, Lizard, for example, ripping his heart out or something, or doing something.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know. He got hit with interdimensional energy.
Probably not.
His powers could have been weakened temporarily.
Could be.
Because he was traveling through dimensions. and your DNA getting all scrambled, right?
Would that
Like,
scramble your DNA?
yeah, look at when the other character. Okay, so in that movie,
Look at the villains in No Way Home. They're going to a different dimension that they don't look like they're.
okay, that's a cartoon. This is real. This is like live action.
You're arguing
okay?
that's real life. Yeah, the trailer was good though. We saw Electro for the first time. Did you notice that how he looked?
Yeah, very like
I'm gonna see if I can find it.
different lightning. He was like yellow Electro.
So
Right there. Yeah, he was yellow Electro.
well, he's not even blue either,
No,
right?
he's his normal color, but he's wearing a suit. Right?
See there?
Yeah.
I think he's ripping.
Yeah, see, he's got the whole like OG Electro face.
That just looks so awesome. I wonder how much Jamie Foxx loved this part where he didn't have to get all blue
No, he could just be himself.
and stuff like.
It's
and-
a lot easier to like feel more like the character when you don't have to have like 10 million pounds of paint put on you. Like obviously it's airbrush and like you can do it with fairly little makeup, but
So I had heard ahead of seeing the trailer, and I'm gonna just call it out now because I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I had heard that Doc Ock is gonna rip apart the Iron Spider suit a bit, if not altogether. And that's why I'm saying, like, when you see his arms and they're red, I am absolutely, or fairly certain anyways,
that right here.
yeah, that's the suit. And that somehow, some way the nanites have been convinced to work for him. And his arms. Maybe the arms, like the intelligence system of his arms has overridden the nanites.
Could be.
Right, because those arms have their own like levels of intelligence. Give it back. I know there's another scene. Yeah, right here. So you got Electro, Sandman,
And Lizard.
and Lizard, and
Yeah.
he's jumping into them. Now, how stupid do you think he is? Serious question.
He's super smart. He's waiting for the other two Spider-Men because
That's my point. Is like I
these
don't
villains
see him...
are not from this Spider-Man's universe. However, we don't know which Spider-Man we're looking at because he's not wearing.
No, that's definitely Tom.
We don't know that.
I'm calling it. We're gonna go see it together, and I'm telling you.
We'll see.
I wasn't right about the trailer. I will be right about this. That is Tom. No, but
I bet you a candy bar. That yes, this is Tom. This is Tom. That's not Toby or Andrew. I'm sorry, but those three characters are from Toby's universe.
he just doesn't want to get me the chocolate
sorry,
bar.
from-
He knows I'm right.
Those are the Andrew Garfield villains.
They are. The thing with these three though is like, look at them. So like Electro is going off, right? Lizard is Lizard, and he looks formidable just looking at him.
Yep.
Sandman is huge right now.
Yeah, he's
right?
the size of the building.
So if you're Tom, and he's not wearing the Iron Spider, it doesn't look like. Maybe
He could be wearing his
maybe-
like enhanced suit because it's like
There's
you
the
could
gold
see-
around the boots.
Yeah,
That makes me think it might be the Iron Spider.
or this could be his wizard.
No, the lizard suit is black.
No, the
Wizard
wizard.
suit is black.
The wizard?
Wizard suit is black.
Oh,
That's the one from the thumbnail. So what it is, just to explain real quick, it's a suit that is put together by Doctor Strange for him. Mm-hmm. And what he's able to do is he's able to use that spell that you saw on his arm to transport those villains into that box.
oh, okay.
And then what's going to happen is
Oh, so the whole point of the movie is that Peter finds out once he's collected enough of these villains that Strange is going to destroy the box.
he's not going to
because
destroy them. He's going to
that's
send them back to where they came from,
to
which
die.
means they
because
would all die.
because they have to die.
And he feels bad for them.
And he's like, no, that's not okay. People don't have to die. Like nobody has to die.
So that's
That's the movie
He's
plot.
going to screw up twice. He's going to screw up once on the spell, as Strange says.
Oh yeah, because the whole tampering with the spell to make
right?
everyone forget that.
And then
you're
he's going to screw
Spider-Man.
up, and that he's not going to listen to Strange, and he's going to steal the box and break it somehow and release the villains. But that's actually going to be a problem for him. And Strange is, from what I've heard, is going to get hurt in the process, whether it be from a villain or from Peter, and he's going to be rendered out of the fight. So if Strange is out, this goes back to this scene,
Yeah.
he has to have some sort of backup to be jumping into this mess.
Oh, totally.
Because that's, like I say, that's Electro going off. If I'm in his shoes, which
Mm-hmm.
believe me, I'd love to be. I'm not jumping towards somebody that's looking like they can throw lightning wherever they want, kind of thing. I'm also not jumping towards that lizard creature like that, even if I am wearing the Iron Spider, right? Like, it has limits, clearly.
True.
And Sandman, like you pointed out yourself, he doesn't know any of these villains, but he knows that Sandman is massive right now.
Yes.
And he knows that Electro is insanely powerful, and he knows nothing about Lizard, right? But he can see Electro is insanely powerful just by looking at him.
Mm-hmm.
So, even in the Iron
Could
Spider...
be the whole bait and switch thing, because you see in the scenes after this, right? Like, go watch the trailer. You see where he swings down and he's like, and the whole thing collapses, right?
Yeah.
Well, then he takes his mask off. Okay, so there's other things that progress beyond this. So we know that this is not him going into battle.
Not only
this
that.
this is like a ha ha ha, follow me and let's lead you away from, because it looks like they're attacking something.
Not only that, but there was a picture, I don't know if you saw it, of Andrew Garfield in the Spider-Man suit with the mask off. And he is holding something like this scaffolding. And it was supposedly from the set.
Could be.
So my line of thought here is that he's jumping towards these three, right? And Toby and Andrew are going to come in and take out two of them. Probably Lizard and Electro.
Probably.
And then Tom will fight Sandman on his own.
How do you? But this is my thing about the Sandman villain. How do you fight sand?
You make it wet. If he's got the Iron Spider suit, the suit might be able to shoot water, in theory.
Maybe.
Or some sort of water webs.
Maybe. But I feel like Sandman can't withstand this level of because how does you can turn yourself into sand, but how we never got a deep dive on Sandman's abilities.
So, I mean, he has complete control of any sand that is part of his being. So if he's absorbed a whole bunch of sand and turned it into part of his being, he can completely control it no matter how big or small he gets with it. So he can lose parts of that sand, which has happened before, where Spider-Man has kicked out an arm at the elbow or whatever, and then the hand falls off, but then he just grows a new hand, kind of thing. He does lose that chunk of sand, but he can easily reabsorb it if it's right there.
Right.
The only way to really stop him is make him wet, because then he turns into mud. And that was something they actually referenced in Spider-Man 3, when Spider-Man was wearing the Venom suit and they fought in the in that pipe area.
Oh yeah, was it with the sewer or something?
Yeah, and he hit him with the water, and Sandman fell apart and went through the drain and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, and that was his I got vengeance because of what happened to.
That's when he realized the suit was evil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he had to get it off.
So, now the only thing with this though is that we also never saw Sandman die in that movie. So I'm interested in his character in this, because the other ones are going to hold grudges against Spider-Man because he's going to have killed them. Supposedly Green Goblin's going to tell the others that, because the others may not know that their death is incoming, right? Green Goblin knows because he sees the glider heading his way seconds before it happens. But
and it's only at the end when he knows he's dying that he has it, but he doesn't have any remorse.
But
He's a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, man. Lizard just tried to heal himself, right?
Electro.
Electro was a scientist, well, not a scientist, a technician.
Yeah, and he doesn't see his death coming.
No.
It happens so fast that it's just there's no way he could have seen it coming, right?
Yep.
So yeah, anyways, my point here is just there's, when you look at this scene, I just see no way that he's jumping into that mess on his own.
No.
I want to see if
and that's the preceding scene, right? We're doing a deep dive on the trailer now.
he's definitely going to save her.
Maybe, we don't know.
I've heard a rumor that Aunt May might die.
Could be.
Oh. Give me that back.
Trying to grab a Green Goblin screen grab.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. So there was some talk. I don't know why I dragged that word out. There was some talk about him not having the mask anymore, and having like purple cloths like he had in the comic. In the comic, he still had the mask, but he had like purple cloths like draped around like his neck and like one of his arms or whatever, and things. But there was talk about him not having the mask anymore because he wasn't wearing.
It would also be really easy to turn Green Goblin into the Hobgoblin, even
Well,
though the Hobgoblin was a masked guy that worked for Norman Osborn.
Well, the other argument is that he wasn't wearing the mask at the time of his death.
Yeah.
Right, because he fights Peter almost entirely in that fight
And
with no mask.
and this mask that you see here is not the same one from.
No,
this
the
is-
ears look
this
a little
is new
different
and
to me.
improved.
The
This is
ears
new
look
and
different.
improved. Because like even looking at the mouthpiece,
Yeah.
it looks more fiendish,
Yeah.
right?
So yeah, it looks good. This trailer was awesome. I'm really sad we didn't see Toby or Andrew. I would have loved to have seen one of them.
They're saving that for the movie, man. You are not gonna be able to see it in any of the trailers because that is too.
But that's
sweet.
not okay. What am I going? Okay, I'm not going to say it because it's not appropriate for the video. When that scene happens in the theater, I'm in trouble. We'll go with that.
We'll see. Because if we don't see anything until the movie, I will fully expect Sony to save that best part for last.
The one thing I want to say here.
Because they haven't confirmed that they're in the movie. We know they're in the movie, but they haven't actually come out and said yes.
So the one thing I want to say here.
Eventually, we're gonna have. Blah, blah, blah. I lost my train of thought.
All right.
It's gone.
Because we're going to tie it off here, because we're coming up on 50 minutes here almost. But the one thing I want to say on this is Toby and Andrew better be in the movie, right? Because if they're not, all this hype has been built up for their arrival and stuff like that. Think of the fan backlash. If there is no Toby or Andrew, just for a moment, like some fans will, yes, just be like, okay, it's fine, it was just rumors or whatever. Like they'll deal with it, okay.
You might only get just a little taste. Like I'm not gonna get my hopes up. It's a Spider-Man movie. I am not the crazy Spider-Man fan. My brother is.
So-
I mean, I like the shirt because I like the shirt. My character is Doctor Strange, so I'm gonna spend a lot of my attention on Doctor Strange in this movie, especially why he's assigning to Scooby-Doo it and whatnot. So
Well, and I like in the one scene where he's fighting Spider-Man there on the train.
yeah,
He's all in like black too. I don't know if you saw that or not. See how he's got the thing in his hand and this look.
he doesn't have his cape. The cape's gone.
Is that all it is? Oh,
Yeah, he doesn't have the cape.
I'm gonna see this trailer so many times tonight. Who is that?
Huh? Go back. Let's grab the screen grab, shall we?
That no. I was too slow.
With all the bombs and
Yeah, that.
stuff. You gotta be quick. There we go.
So that could be Green Goblin, but he's wearing.
He's
So
wearing a hood and a mask, so that could be Hobgoblin.
So
That could be
this
Harry. That could be Harry Osborn.
No, I don't think it is. I think I can explain this. So, the rumor about him not having a mask, one of the things that they said was that he would wear goggles that he got from Doc Ock. Those look like Doc Ock's goggles, kind of.
Yeah.
And he would be wearing like a cowl, like a purple or whatever cowl over his head because he doesn't have a mask at the time of being transported. Now, like I mentioned earlier, he is a smart guy. And he could develop a new mask as well as repair his armor during the course of the movie, right? It is a long movie and stuff like that. So I am wondering if maybe this is actually like when he first comes in,
Could be,
because what we saw on the highway might be the second time.
because that's a different glider.
Yeah, I mean, hard to say.
Like this gives us a very Hobgoblin vibe because the mask looks orange.
It can't be Hobgoblin though, because there's
No, it's Green Goblin, but it looks like the Hobgoblin character with the orange, because Hobgoblin character had an orange face. If you go back into the early 90s cartoon character,
Yeah.
the Hobgoblin had an orange face, and he looked. You could, if you just turned Green Goblin into orange faced, it's Hobgoblin, right? Like it's uses the same glider, uses the same pumpkin bombs, things like that. Like it's the same character.
So I think what he'll be doing here is I think this will be like the first time he meets him, because when we see that scene on the highway where Doc Ock shows up, that might be the second time Green Goblin attacks Peter.
And then that's when Octavius comes around.
Yeah, and Octavius might be like, maybe that's the reason Green Goblin goes away. Maybe Green Goblin sees Dr. Octopus.
Or maybe
Doc Ock fights Green Goblin.
Could be. And
defends Peter because maybe he figures it out, and then like maybe it's Doc Ock and Green Goblin fighting Peter for a little while Doc Ock is really just trying to get him, and then once he realizes it's not Toby,
and then they end up killing each other because they're from the same universe, right? Doc Ock and Green Goblin are from the same universe, so I could see them engaged in a battle, especially if they're having where if he's gained control over the arms, or if it really depends on what sort of artificial intelligence we have in Otto's arms.
Yeah.
If it's Otto, then okay, the character's gonna end differently. If he's got no control over the arms and they're actually controlling him, then the arms are murder, death, kill, everything, or gain some sort of power and things like that.
Right? I really
like,
don't think that's going to happen because like in terms of the arms being in control, because I still don't see him really playing ball with Tom's Spider-Man.
Because for a little bit I think so. It'd be
He's
like
a bit of a madman when they're in
it's kind of
charge.
like, you know what, I'll help you until it doesn't suit me anymore, and then we're done, and then I'll kill you.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Was there anything else in this trailer you wanted to see in a more close up here? I wonder if that's like towards the end of the movie because he's like bloody and things, right?
Can we pause on Jonah on the street? I'd like to get a closer look at that.
Oh yeah, I remember. Okay.
Yeah, see, take off his cape and he's just got the black robe because he still has the eye of Agamotto.
See, he's wearing the mask there.
Yeah. Oh, looks like a spell. Strange. He's in a cell.
Oh yeah, he would be. Yeah.
Sorry.
Turn this down. I don't want anything to be heard because I don't want to get copyrighted. Oh, that was the...
Okay. He's wearing like a black suit. There we go. Right there. Daily Bugle.
So,
I mean, see, we got him in Tom's universe, but he's also from Toby's universe. So, same character, same performance, same character.
But he may not be the same character. He may be just another J. Jonah Jameson that looks the same. Right? Like, in theory, there are hundreds or thousands of these different universes, right?
Yeah.
So in theory, there would be others Spider-Man that would look like Tom Holland, and other Spider-Man that would look like Toby and stuff like that, right? Like,
Oh yeah, totally.
so it is conceivable that this is a J. Jonah Jameson that's maybe from Andrew's universe, or maybe he is from Tom's universe, and he's jumping on Spider-Man because that's what he does.
Because we're getting like a purple glow from him. So we could be getting some sort of interdimensional, because you saw those like things where it looked like reality was
at the
falling,
end.
was stripping apart, right, in the explosion. Oh, right there, same color on his face, on Jonah's face. It's purple. So I'm betting that at the bottom of this is where that truck is, because how his face is turning purple.
I think that's more going to be like the beginning of the movie.
What, this portal part?
Yeah.
No, I think this is towards the end.
Who else would be coming through?
That's interdimensional things, so it could be from anywhere.
Right, but they're going to use characters that we know. They're not going to just drop random Schmo Joe through.
But that's where you could get, what's his face? Sandman come through and Electro come through,
That's
because
what
it
I
could have
mean.
been just Otto at first,
That's what I mean.
and then, or it could have been Otto and Green Goblin, or like the more realities that split and the longer that this interdimensional tomfoolery is played with, the worse it gets.
Because like, if it's even though it's a 3-hour movie, right?
Yeah.
It's I need to see something there. No, November 29th. Okay, thank you. I need to know when I can get tickets.
Yes.
I'm gonna go see this with Garth like immediately, as long as he's available. And we need to go see this movie. This is one of those ones we have to go and see, and then probably go to like a Denny's or something after, or come here and talk it out in front of the camera.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're gonna wrap this up. I'm calling it on this one.
Yeah.
We've really talked this one out. We have a lot of different theories, clearly, and we've really looked at this trailer. I'm excited to watch some of the reaction videos to this trailer and see what other people think, and such. Thank you if you made it this long into the movie. This is our movie. Yeah, I guess that's right, given how long. Really
half this is
yeah,
not going to be in here.
We'll see how much is in here.
This is like a part. We could do like multiple parts of this video. Oh, there we go. This could be a whole series.
There might be a video and then like a second video that's like just titled like discussion of No Way
Thoughts,
Home.
afterthoughts.
Yeah, because
Trailer reaction, afterthoughts.
we're a minute and 45 seconds off an hour at this point. So this is what happens. Yeah, so we'll wrap it up here. This was really good. I can't wait to see this movie.
It's gonna be good.
All right.
It's gonna be good.
As he said, please like the video, subscribe, please. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time. We're hoping to do Kenobi sometime soon, but
Yes.
need to find that trailer first, and then we'll join you for our first Star Wars. This was our first Marvel, finally.
I'm gonna wear my Darth Joker mask when.
I have a shirt in mind for it, but I gotta go buy it. I saw it at Walmart, so I think I'm gonna go pick it up if I can find my size.
And I'll bring my lightsaber.
I'm jealous that you have the lightsaber. All right, well, thank you everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.